Welcome to the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Falmouth Chamber is dedicated to working on behalf of our members to make Falmouth a better place to live, work, and conduct business. We are committed to developing the economic, cultural, educational, and civic interests of our community and welcome the support from all organizations to achieve our combined goals. Whether you call Falmouth home, are a summer resident, or a visitor, we hope you take advantage of all that the Chamber has to offer.
Katerina and Chris came to me looking for their first home.
Whether it was finding a house or a mortgage broker, Rebecca helped us through every step of the process of buying a home. We highly recommend Putnam Real Estate.
Whether you're looking for your first home, an investment property, or need to sell, our professional agents and brokers will save you time and money. We're familiar with the local building, zoning, and conservation codes, as well as the financing rules for first-time home buyers. Our success comes from your satisfaction.
My name is Rebecca Putnam, broker-owner of Putnam Real Estate. Putnam Real Estate, here for all your real estate needs.
Call our meeting to order on Monday, August 1st, 2016, the Town of Falmouth Board of Selectmen meeting. I invite you all to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on our agenda is a proclamation, and this is a certificate of recognition that I'll read out loud and happy to bestow on relatives of Eleanor Trask, who I hope will deliver this certificate to her. This honor is bestowed upon Eleanor Trask in recognition of your 100th birthday on August 2nd, 2016. This certificate is awarded by the Falmouth Board of Selectmen this first day of August 2016. Douglas H. Jones, Chairman, Susan Moran, Vice Chairman, and Megan English Braga. If you would also sign it, Megan, and we'll hand it over to the recipients. And congratulations, Eleanor, and we wish you many more years of life in the town of Falmouth.
Oh, that's terrific. Have a great time.
Thank you very much.
Quite a milestone.
It is, yeah, and she's as smart as a whip. And if you need any history about Falmouth, she knows it.
We'll be hitting her up for that.
Right, thank you very much, and congratulations, and wish her a happy birthday on our behalf.
I will do
Any announcements from the board or from the chairman?
No, Mr. Chairman.
I will remind people that tomorrow is National Night Out, which is an activity sponsored by the police departments across the country. And the Falmouth Police Department will be sponsoring this at the police station from 6 to 8 p.m. Either a low light or a high light will be an opportunity to dunk the police chief. It may be warm enough that he won't mind it tomorrow, but still, it's a wonderful night to show our police how much we appreciate everything they do and their attempt to show us how much they enjoy being part of our community. So hope we can all make it.
Absolutely, so important this year, really among many others.
Next is public comment. If anyone has anything like to speak on that's not on our agenda, which for our agenda could be just about anything because there's not a lot on it, please limit your comments to 2 minutes. And yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes.
The microphone is for the television audience. We can hear you fine, but this allows them to hear you also.
I am Jonathan Onquist, a resident in Sandwich and a member of the Cape Cod and the Island Suicide Prevention Coalition. And each year we lose more than 30 Cape and Island residents to suicide. And for each of these suicide deaths, it is estimated that at least 6 additional people are profoundly affected by that loss, and more than 40 more people affected by that loss. Suicide is a public health issue in our communities, and it is preventable. In recognition of National Suicide Prevention Month, the Cape and Island Suicide Prevention Coalition is once again seeking to have the week of September 5 through 11 named Suicide Prevention Week in all of the Cape and Islands towns. We aim to recognize this painful and often hidden part of our communities, to demonstrate our commitment to suicide prevention and to send a message of hope to those struggling, grieving, or affected in any way by suicide. We know that by decreasing the stigma that surrounds suicide, we increase the likelihood that someone will reach out for help. Please accept this proclamation request for the Selectmen's agenda in an early September or late August meeting. I will now read the brief proclamation. Proclamation Suicide Prevention Week. Whereas in the United States, 1 person dies by suicide every 12.3 minutes, and 117 people die by suicide each day. And whereas 22 veterans die by suicide each day, and whereas suicide is the 2nd leading cause of death for Massachusetts residents ages 15 to 44, and the suicide rate on the Cape and Islands is 1.4 times higher than the state average. And whereas suicide is a tragic and disruptive event for families and communities, it is estimated that annually there are 6.3 million suicide loss survivors who have lost a loved one to suicide. And finally, whereas suicide is a public health issue and a community concern, the thorough increased education, that through increased education and awareness of the issue, a great number of suicides can be prevented. Therefore, we do hereby officially designate the week of September 5 through 11, 2016 as Suicide Prevention Week, you would hopefully say, in the town of Falmouth. And I will be doing this in Sandwich later on, I think next week. May I leave a copy with you?
Yes, and we'll certainly put it on our agenda. I cannot guarantee we'll all vote for it, but I would be very surprised if we did not. So
Thank you very much.
be happy to declare that.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to make any public comment? The minutes of meetings for the executive session July 11th, we only have 2 members who can vote on that, so we need to put that on hold. We have some applications for special one-day liquor license, the Woods Hole Historical Museum for Friday, August 26th. Also for the Samaritans on Cape Cod and the island's Upper Cape Bocce Festival fundraiser to be held at Falmouth Academy on Saturday, September 17th. And a special one-day liquor license for the Cape Cod Regional Chamber of Commerce Scallop Festival at the Cape Cod Fairgrounds, 1220 Nathan Ellis Highway, Friday to Sunday, September 23rd to September 25th, 2016.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? None. We'll approve those 3. And we have warrants for our 2 elections. We have one on the 2016 state primary, and we also have a special town election. And to just remind people that if you're voting in Precinct 1, you'll be in Town Hall, Precinct 2 in Gus Canty Recreation Center, Precinct 3, Falmouth High School Gymnasium, Precinct 4, St. Anthony's Lodge, Precinct 5, North Falmouth Congregational Church, Precinct 6, the Falmouth High School Gymnasium, Precinct 7, Wacoit Congregational Church, Precinct 8, the Navigator Club, and Precinct 9, Jewish Congregation Community Center. And this is for the 2016 state primary on Thursday, the 8th day of September. And you're casting your votes for representatives of Congress, counselor, senator in general court, representative in general court for the Barnstable Dukes Nantucket District, representative in general court for the 3rd Barnstable District, the sheriff for Barnstable County, and the county commissioner of Barnstable County. And we need to have a motion and sign this.
A motion to approve the warrant.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none. Then we have the special town election, which will also be on September 8th, 2016. And this will be to cast votes in the special town election for the candidates for Board of Selectmen, to elect one for an unexpired term, and for the question, shall the town of Falmouth be allowed to exempt from the provisions of Proposition 2.5, so-called, the amounts required to pay for the bond issued in order to purchase the Coonamessett Inn at 311 Gifford Street in Falmouth and convert it to a senior center?
Quick question.
Yes.
Does the wording of the question limit it to just a senior center? Because I know it's such a big property. We had looked at a myriad of.
It limits the borrowing and the expenditure of the funds that would be borrowed in this temporary debt exclusion to be expended for acquisition of the property and then conversion to a senior center. But that just relates to the borrowing.
Okay.
So it does not, so if there were any other conversion which would be allowed, it would have to come from different funding.
Separate funding.
Yep.
Correct.
That answers the
Yep.
question. Thank you.
It's a great question. Okay.
Motion to approve the warrant.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none. The ayes have it. Okay, the next is to approve the dual obligee rider to payment and performance bonds for the solar array and landfill for the EDIC Falmouth Solar LLC. And this is to authorize the town manager to sign on our behalf.
Well, this is the expected next step in the process and in the project of building solar on the landfill. So I am going to move that we ask the town manager to sign the rider and indicate approval of that.
And this is a first because it's a dual obligee rider, which I guess is when the town authorizes someone else to build, or authorizes somebody else to contract another party to build on town property. Okay?
Being the EDIC.
Right.
Right.
Motion to approve, to authorize the town manager?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none. We'll leave for that for your signature.
Thank you.
Move on to our business part of the meeting. We have application for a sign variance for promotional signs for the John Wesley United Methodist Church Spaghetti Dinner on August 19th and their plant sale September 23rd, 24th. Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of this? I don't think it's necessary, but just in case they want to advertise anything about it. This is their annual spaghetti dinner that they'll be having.
These are events I think the board's familiar with. They do a great job of advertising it. They go to a, really good, production in town for various great things, and I want to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second to approve the sign variance. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, none. The ayes have it. And we have the annual town meeting schedule. The dates are that on Monday, August 1st, we'll announce the annual town meeting. Friday, September 2nd, we'll close the warrant. On Monday, September 12th, the selectmen will vote the articles and execute the warrant. Friday, September 16th, we publish the articles. Monday, October 3rd and October 17th, the selectmen will vote the article recommendations. Friday, October 28th, we will publish the warrant with recommendations. And the annual fall town meeting will be Monday, November 14th, 2016. So I guess we should have a motion and a second to approve those.
You want to turn this one?
I move to accept those dates for the November 2016 annual town meeting.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none. The ayes have it. Next, we have individual selectmen's reports.
Nothing to report this week.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not sure whether this is under correspondence or individual selectmen's reports, but I have two items I will bring up. One is that we have heard from Howard Grosser, and I've passed this on to Julian, about looking into what kind of steps we want to take on enforcing the anti-noise bylaws, with particularly in reference to motorcycles and cars whose mufflers are deliberately not repaired. But Julian's going to get back to the selectmen with a report from the police department about that. And the second was just a concern about a date on August 28th about the use of Goodwill Park that's already being advertised by a group from New Bedford for a pit bull recovery day at Goodwill Park. And they're advertising that it's going to be happening here all day in Goodwill Park. And just to forewarned, might give us a chance to be prepared to how we're going to handle an influx of people.
That's the first I've heard of that, Mr. Chairman, so we, obviously, it would seem to me that would need to qualify as a special event and receive a permit from the Board of Selectmen in advance.
Or it may just be a group of people planning to show up and have a party in Goodwill Park, so I'm not sure.
I wonder if we could actively seek out, since it seems to be an organization, or find out even on Facebook, so that we can contact and sort of reach out to the folks and determine what sort of approvals they might need.
And I think I have some contacts for some of the folks who might be planning to do it, so we can do that. And if I may just speak to the issue of Goodwill Park, I just really would like to commend the DPW and the police department and Julian for really following up on issues that were brought to the board's attention about, you know, really just some misuse and abuse of this really wonderful town asset that so many people, particularly the DPW, has, you know, put a lot of effort into, you know, really improving Goodwill Park. And it's such a great place for people to go. They don't have to spend money. You don't need a beach sticker. It's a great place to swim and be with your family. And, you know, it really wasn't being cared for in the way that it should be. And I think the response was very timely and appropriate. And so I think that, you know, to be able to step into that and address that right away so that the summer can be enjoyable for everyone who wants to go to the park was a great thing. So thank you to everyone.
I know there have been some people who question why we are not charging some way for people to go to Goodwill Park, but I believe the deed of gift does not even allow that it is required to be a free of charge access beach and park.
Just to add to what Megan's saying, you know, that's a town asset, and it's really, if you haven't gone to this park, it's an incredible playground. I guarantee most people, it's probably 3 times as big as any playground you're used to seeing. And it's really, I brought my grandchildren there. They were amazed that there were so many opportunities for fun. And we, you know, we need to care for this asset. It's a tremendous investment by the town just so, you know, families can enjoy it. And so I think, you know, in order to assist the police department and Public Works, I think there's a little bit of see something, say something. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if folks can, you know, if there are matters of concern, if you could just immediately contact, you know, either the police, if that's appropriate, or the town, you know, then we can keep ahead of that and really preserve this asset for the use of all the citizens in town, because it really is exceptional.
Mm-hmm. Great point.
On one other piece of correspondence that I received, And before I had a chance to respond to it concerning a dog fence on the Heights, Mr. Suso had responded to the person. I just want to, again, express my appreciation for how quickly you do respond to the emails. They either come to you or come to the Board of Selectmen, and you get copied, and it just means I have to work even faster to try to beat you to it, but I appreciate that on your behalf.
Happy to do so. Thank you.
Town Manager's report?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. This past week, it was my pleasure to attend the annual meeting of the East Falmouth Village Association. It was actually this past Thursday at the East Falmouth Elementary School. And on Tuesday evening of the week past, I attended a reception and presentation with a former ambassador to Cape Verde held in the Herman Room in the main library. And I know Selectman Sumaran was also in attendance at that. It was a very insightful, informative presentation that was had that evening as well. And just a sort of an informational note, although I know the board is probably aware of this, the Falmouth Commodores are having a very successful regular season and will be entering the Cape Cod League playoffs in the coming week. And it's incredible how quickly the season moves to a close, so we wish them all the best in the games that are yet to come. Thank you.
I just want to add just a couple things to the town managers mentioned. In the East Falmouth Village Association meeting, one of the great things that they're doing is gathering the history of the village, and Selectman Patterson was also there and suggested that they join up with Barbara Wayne's group in terms of making a historical map. So that was one of the things that I thought was great about the meeting. And secondly, for the visit of the Cape Verdean ambassador, he's been, reaching out to some scholars in various parts of Africa who are here visiting this country, and really has a lot of ideas for, having been the ambassador in Cape Verde for probably 20 years or so, has a lot of exchange ideas. And so if anyone else wants to ask about that or look into it, feel free to contact me. Troy Clarkson was the one who brought that meeting together, so I'm sure Troy would also take some questions if anybody else wants to get involved with that. It was a really great event.
Okay. Any other business?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.